Hey everybody, Will McBride here, coming from the my home studio in the outskirts of Raleigh, North Carolina. And today I want to review for you my favorite amplifier that I've ever had, that I've ever owned. It's a boutique amplifier that's gotten a pretty good name among guitar players that know about it. It's made right here in the outskirts of Raleigh as well, over in a little town called Pittsboro. It's a company owned by Mr. Steve Carr, who makes terrific amplifiers. I've used several of them. This happens to be the flagship of their amplifier line. It's the Carr Rambler. Many people know about it. It's a combo amplifier, at least the one I have is, and that's what I'm reviewing today. Let me tell you a little bit about the Carr Rambler. They come in a 112 or a 210 speaker complement. The one I'm reviewing today is my 210. They're all point-to-point hand-wired, and they're, like I said, they're manufactured in Pittsboro, North Carolina. They're a single channel, and the first one was manufactured in 1998, I believe. It may have been Steve Carr's first offering. I believe that's true. I'd have to, someone could correct me if I'm wrong. The particular one that I have was manufactured in 2005, and it has a dual output power feature. You can set it to pentode mode, and that gives you 26 watts RMS output, or you can set it to triode mode, and that gives you a 14 watt RMS output. The tube complement is two preamp tubes, 12AX7s, and it also has two 6L6 GC power output tubes. I think you can also substitute the 5881s for those. And it has two other tubes. I believe one's for the reverb and one's for the tremolo. The front panel gives you a single input, as I mentioned before. It has a volume setting, does not have a master volume. It has a 3-band EQ, which is treble, mid, and bass, of course. It has a reverb, which is really nice. And it does have a tremolo that has two knobs that control that, the depth and the speed knobs. And then it has the toggle switch that allows you to select between triode and pentode mode. And then of course it has an on-off switch and a standby switch, and it also has the jewel light that we're all accustomed to. This particular amp, the one that I'm reviewing today, is a 210, like I said, and it weighs about 34 pounds. So it's moderately heavy, moderately. It's not backbreaking, but you know, as you get older, you like smaller amps. But I really prefer, I'm willing to do it for the sound that I get out of it. Like I said, it's my go-to amp. I've played it in many shows, the bigger shows that I've ever done. The ZZ Top, I've opened for ZZ Top, and I played it there, and opened for Styx, and I played it there, and there's several others. But it's the one that I always use. Its size, the 210 that I'll be reviewing for you today, the cabinet is 24 inches wide by 17 inches tall by 9 inches deep. Now, like I said, they make a 112 version, and that cabinet is 21 inches wide by 17 inches tall by 9 inches deep. So, and I have had the joy of playing them side by side, and I can honestly say that they both sound great, but they both sound different, if that makes any sense. I'll just leave it at that. If you're a 112 guy that swears by those, then you'll love it. If you're a 210 guy, which I am, I like the tighter bottom of a 210, and this one sounds just superb. I think so. So anyway, that's pretty much all there is about the description of it. Let's get to the meat of it. Let's hear it. Here we are with the Carr Rambler, my Carr Rambler, the 210 version. And I'm going to show you a little bit about it as far as the sounds go. Right now, I'll show it to you. I have the volume set on about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, thereabouts. The treble is about 2 o'clock. The mid-range is almost in the middle, a little south of middle. And the bass is at 2 o'clock. I have no reverb and no tremolo. So that's really what I have right now. And so, get the camera set right. There we go. And so I'll let you hear what it sounds like both in pentode mode and in triode mode. Right now, before I start, just let you know that I'm using a custom guitar that was made by Switchback Guitar Works. I'm an approved artist for them, and I love their guitars. This is a City Boy. It's a Strat knockoff. It's got beautiful bird's eye maple neck. It's got 2 single coil pickups at the neck in the middle, and of course the bridge humbucker in the back. But otherwise, it's a Strat knockoff, so it gives us a nice combination of single coil and humbuckers. So anyway, so I'm going to start off with this and give you a little bit of sound of how the pentode goes. In fact, I'm going to push the volume up just a little bit so we can get a little breakup, so you can kind of hear what the breakup sounds like. It breaks up about about 2 o'clock on the setting. So this is going to be kind of loud, but I think the microphone will adjust. So that's with the pentode mode. If I'm going to put it on standby and then take it over to the triode mode. And before I do that, let's do it with the humbucker. Same settings. I'm going to just move it over to the humbucker setting, and the humbucker on the guitar, and you'll get a different sound, obviously. Here we go. That's the difference between the single coil and the humbucker with a little bit of breakup, and you can hear really nice breakup in this amp. It's very nice. So now I'm going to go to triode mode, which I know will break up about the same way, but I'm going to leave the EQ and everything the same. So hopefully you'll get the feel for the difference. I don't know how well it'll come across in the camera. I find that the pentode mode is just a little fuller and richer sounding because it has a little bit more power. Anyway, here we go. Here's the triode mode. And then now with the humbucker in the triode mode. Enough about that. So let me I'm going to bring the volume back down a little bit, down to about 9 o'clock, and I'm going to leave the EQ where it is, but I want you to hear a little bit about I want you to hear the reverb. So I'm going to push the reverb up about 2 o'clock, which is a lot. For this amp, it's a lot. Going back to the single coil mode. Let's see. That's a lot. think it is. And then if we take it back down to about 10 o'clock, then you'll be able to hear it much less. You get the idea. I like it down around 9, just a little above 9. Can hear the difference. So anyway, so get a little bit of reverb on there. I'm going to leave the EQ where it is. Let's play around with the tremolo a little bit because that's an interesting feature. I usually like to take the depth of the tremolo around 3 o'clock and then push the level of it, or the speed I should say, up to about noon, about 12 o'clock. You can hear it's nice. Do something a little jazzy here. This is also on the single coil pickups. Idea. I'm going to turn it back down a little bit. I just take it off. Well, and let you hear what that sounds like. Well. So there you go. Really, that's all the features. I have a foot switch. The foot switch just pops this in and out. I don't have it connected right now, but it really is just a way to switch the tremolo in and out. So I'm going to put it back on pentode mode, and I'm probably going to mess around with a little different settings so you can get an idea of what the EQ sound like. I'm going to make the EQ all 12 o'clock. Turn the reverb up to about 10. Give us a little bit more volume here. Here we go. So there you have it. That's how the Carr Rambler sounds. It doesn't have a lot of buttons and knobs and all that sort of thing. It's just a great sounding, nice tone palette for just straight plug in like I've done here, or with a pedal board full of pedals. So I highly recommend it.